All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we're going to be checking out the blue cards from OP07. So, spoiler warning, you have been warned. Last video we did green. Green looked absolutely incredible. If you've not checked out that video yet, please, go check that out. Green looked insane. Green looks absolutely stacked. But now we're moving on to blue. So let's go ahead and just dive straight into this. So again, guys, spoiler warning, if you don't want to see these cards, now's your chance to back out. All right. So first up, we're going to go over the leader. New blue leader here, Boa Hancock. This is a 5 life, 5,000 power, blue, 7 Warlords of the Sea, Kuja Pirates. Oops, let me make sure everything's set up. Yep, we're good. 7 Warlords of the Sea, Kuja Pirates type leader. With the effect of your turn once per turn, this effect can be activated when a character is removed from the field by your effect. If you have 5 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. Well, that was weird. Okay, so this effect can be activated when a character is removed from the field by your effect. So I guess you're gonna, if you have 5 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. This effect can be activated when a character is removed from the field by your effect. Okay, so I'm guessing you have to bounce your character back. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong on this, but it sounds like, if I'm understanding this translation correctly, this effect is activated when you return a character from the field by your own effect, not by someone else's. It's on your turn once per turn. If you do that, if you have 5 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. Okay. If you have 5 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. Okay. Well, I mean, it seems good. I don't really like the idea of returning a card to my hand, but overall, the effect seems like it works. I'm going to be honest. This leader effect on paper is basically a 4 out of 10. Sorry, I know there's a lot of Boa Hancock fans out there, and I'm not trying to be controversial or anything like that, but I'm just judging. Now, again, it might get insane support that makes this leader insane. But I'm trying to judge it by the effect itself, and that effect is not really great, especially when you consider, like, look at Uda, the green ST11 leader Uda. You just attach 1 Dawn and you swing, you draw a card. This has the condition of, if you have 5 or less cards in your hand, draw a card when your character is returned to your hand from the field by your effect. I'm just not a huge fan. I'm going to go for it, maybe even 3.5 out of 10 for this one. Okay. Wow. This alt art is incredible. Absolutely incredible alt art. Big fan of this one. Huge fan. But yeah, let's keep going. Edward Weevil. This is a 4 cost, 5,000 power, 1,000 counter, 7 Warlords of the Sea type character. Okay, Doflamingo, right? Effect is Dawn ×1 when attacking. Look at 3 cards from the top of your deck and place them at the top or bottom of the deck in any order. Okay, so this is it's kind of like a miniature version of Dofi every time you attack, which means, I don't know, in a deck like Dofi, in a deck like Blue Doflamingo, you're gonna want an on-play effect. I don't know how else to say that. I'm not saying this card is bad, but I am saying that this card is not incredible for what you're trying to do in blue, mono blue Doflamingo. But not a bad card. I'm still going to give it like a 5 out of 10 because it does have potential, but it's a Dawn ×1 when attacking. If it was an on play, I actually think it would be better, even though you wouldn't be able to use the effect as much. Realistically, you're only going to get to use this effect 1 time, if that. Right? So I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. Okay, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below if I'm way off on that. Maybe there's something broken about it. I don't know. Okay, next up is Crocodile. We got a 4 cost, 5,000 power, 2,000 counter, 7 Warlords of the Sea, Baroque Works type. Effect, on play, pay 1, return up to 1 character with a cost of 2 or less to the owner's hand. Okay, got a miniature bounce effect. This is a 4 cost 5k, 7 Warlords of the Sea type character with a 2k counter attached. This card's absolutely solid. I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan of this new thing they're doing with the 2k counters that are 5k bodies. Typically, I think it's a little more balanced when it's a 5 cost 5k body with the 2k counter. I think, just speaking from a pure balance standpoint, I think that's how it should be. But a 4 cost 5k, this isn't the first time we've seen it. I think the first time we actually saw it was well, no, I was going to say Satori was a 5 cost 5k. I think Sanji was a 4 cost 5k. I'm not sure. In fact, I think that might be from this set. It's either from here or from OP0 or EB01. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Anyway, this card looks really, really solid. I'm giving this like a 7.5 out of 10. It could probably be a little bit higher, but being able to bounce a character to its owner's hand, you could actually bounce back your Perona with this effect, or Duval, the new 2-cost Duval that has an effect similar to Dofi and Perona. Just really solid card. Great utility. This card's excellent. 4-cost 5K. 7 Whirlers of the Sea. It has everything that you need. Very, very strong card. Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, actually. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. Okay, next up we have Gloriosa, Grand Mal Nyan. She is a 1-cost, 0-power, 1,000 counter, Amazon Lily type character. On play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirate type card other than Grand Mal Nyan or Gloriosa, and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Okay, so it's a top 5 searcher. It is a top 5 searcher that, you know, I guess that's probably going to be a big theme for the Boa Hancock deck, is this Kuja Pirates thing. Because obviously she has the 7 Whirlers of the Sea, but she also has Kuja Pirates for a type. And I'm assuming that'll kind of go with Crocodile as well. Right, like you'll be able to bounce one of your cards back to your hand, and that will turn on your leader's effect if you have 5 or less cards in hand, obviously. And the kind of card you'd want to bounce back would be like this card right here, Gloriosa, which is a top 5 searcher for Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirate types, or Kuja Pirates type. So very solid. I think this card, it's a searcher. I'm going to give it a nice, you know, it doesn't have the ability to attack, and I know you're going to want to bounce it anyway. I get it, but still, having that extra utility is what makes the cards really solid, especially searchers. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 since it doesn't have any attack power at all. Okay, next up is Gecko Moria. 5 cost, 6,000 power, blue, 7 Whirlers of the Sea, Thriller Bark Pirates, Thriller Bark Pirates type. And the effect is, once per turn, if your leader has the 7 Whirlers of the Sea type, and this character would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may place one of your characters other than Gecko Moria at the bottom of the owner's deck instead. Okay, so here's like a new theme we're starting to see that it kind of started with an L, right? And L said, if you try to remove me, I can just lose a life instead. This one has once per turn. Now, this one is limited. If your leader has the 7 Whirlers of the Sea type, and this character would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may place one of your characters other than Gecko Moria at the bottom of the owner's deck instead. You may place one of your characters other than Gecko Moria. So I guess in this case, you know, you'd be able to throw down like a 1-cost searcher of some sort, or like a little 2-cost card. Very solid though. I mean, you're protecting a 5-cost 6K. Yeah, I think this card's fine. I'm just going to give it a 6 out of 10 though. I don't think this is nearly as good as like NL, like I was saying, or like Basil Hawkins from the Green video. If you haven't checked that out, by all means, check that out. Okay, next up we have Salome. This is a 1-cost, 2,000 power, 1,000 counter, animal Kuja Pirates type character. With the effect of your turn on play, up to one of your Boa Hancock cards gains plus 2,000 power during this turn. So, I mean, this should be able to buff your leader as well, right? And so that's probably the main synergy for this deck, the more I'm thinking about it. Because you see, it's in the picture and everything. It's like you want to play down this snake, buff your Boa Hancock to swing 7,000, return this card back to your hand to draw a card if you have 5 cards or less in hand, and just keep going from there. Just keep getting that recurring value. So basically, as long as there's enough bounce back to your hand effects, the leader's probably a little better than I gave it credit for. Maybe it's closer to like a 5 out of 10. But still, again, it really comes down to the package you can build around it, and the leader by itself just doesn't seem that crazy. But cards like this do help it. Cards like this, obviously, you know, really help it. Good stuff there. Okay, next up, for the rating, I'm just gonna give this a, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Okay, next up is Dracul Mihawk. This is an 8-cost, 10,000 power, no counter, 7 Whirlers of the Sea, effect on play, draw a card. Yeah, excellent. It's right on curve for a vanilla. A vanilla 8-cost is a 10,000 power, 1,000 counter card. So this takes off the 1,000 counter, and you get to draw a card in the place of it. Yeah, I think this is like probably a 7.5 out of 10. Just incredibly powerful card. They call it a cantrip in other card games where you play it and it draws itself. Awesome. Next up is Jinbei. We got a super rare. Okay, let me read this one. Got an SR here, guys. This is a 4-cost 5K Fishman 7 Warlords of the Sea Sun Pirates type. Okay, 7 Warlords of the Sea, 4-costed, looking good. Effect on play. Play up to 1 7 Warlords of the Sea type character card with a cost of 4 or less other than Jinbei from your hand. Okay, I think I remember talking about this in a previous video. This card is excellent. This card is outstanding. This is going to allow you... Think about it like this. It won't always happen, right? But there might be a situation where you go, you know, let's just say turn 2, you're playing Doflamingo, blue Dofi, mono blue Dofi. You play down a 3-cost Doflamingo on turn 2. Like let's say you're on the play. So in other words, you went first. You're on the odd curve. You play that out, and you set this card up to be, you know, second from the top because you're going to draw a card for the turn. Then you activate your leader's effect to on-play this, and then Jinbei's going to let you play another 4-cost card from your hand. And that one won't be rested. You know, the leader brings them into play rested, so you could potentially swing 7, play out a 4-cost 5K into another 4-cost 5K, as long as it's a 7 Warlords of the Sea type character. This is awesome, and this is probably what Blue Doflamingo needed to get back in the game, because it's kind of been sitting on the edge of like high B, low A tier, at least in my personal opinion. Like more in the mid B to high B range, maybe low A in the right hands. But a card like this could make it relevant again. I'm not saying it will, but it seems like it could. So again, on play, you're going to play one of your 7 Warlords of the Sea type character cards with a cost of 4 or less, other than Jinbei, from your hand. So you see what's going on there. That has a lot of potential. Very solid. And it has a parallel version. This looks really good too. I actually like this one better. I'm not going to lie. I actually like this version better than the parallel version. That's just me. Still looks really good though. Okay, next up is Sengoku. We got a 1-cost, 2,000 power, 1,000 counter, Navy type character. Effect on play. Look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 7 Warlords of the Sea type card and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Why would they do this? I don't know. I mean, I get it. It is going to be something that can help the Dofi deck like this one. But I don't like when they do that. When they're like, okay, I'm going to have a Navy type, search up a 7 Warlords of the Sea type. I personally don't like when they do that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm not going to rant for too long. It's a searcher. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I'm just not a big fan, though. Wow. Awesome, awesome parallel version of this. I didn't expect this to have a parallel alt art version, but it looks really good. Really solid. I still like this one better. I don't know what it is in this game. A lot of people love the alt arts in this game. I just love the way the cards look. Like this to me looks so strong. It looks so solid. Like especially up here, y'all see the way the border is. I just love that. It just looks so good to me. All right, but anyway, the alt art still looks awesome. Next up is a 4-cost, 4,000 power, 2,000 counter Trafalgar Law. This is a 7 Warlords of the Sea Heart Pirates type with the effect of activate main. You may return this character to the owner's hand. Okay, so activate main, return this character to the owner's hand. If your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, your opponent places 1 card from their hand at the bottom of their deck. Whew, man. That is a really, really good 2K counter. I have to say. Like, this is such a versatile 2K counter, especially what we were just talking about with the 7 Warlords of the Sea type stuff with Doflamingo, the blue Dofi. It's a 4-cost 4K, so it's 1K off swinging for, you know, your standard leader's life of 5K. It's a 2K counter in hand. You put on the board, and does it say you may return this character to the owner's hand? Yeah, so even if it comes in rested, so even if you use this off the leader's effect or swing with this card first, you're going to be able to return this character to the owner's hand, return it to your hand, and if your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, they're going to place one of those cards on the bottom of their deck. Wow. I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. This is like probably one of my favorite cards I've seen from Blue. Blue is one of the colors that I play, but it's kind of just a side color that I play with decks that are typically black or yellow. Like I like blue and black Rebecca, but that's mainly a black deck. I like blue and black Sakazuki, but that's mainly a black deck. I like yellow and blue Queen. That one's a pretty good mix, but still, like I see this and I'm like, man, that is an incredible, incredible 2K counter, and it has the relevant type, and it has a decent body. This is solid. I'm going 9 out of 10. This card's so good. Oh man, that is a nice parallel alt art. That is solid. Okay. So I have to say I do like this one, but for once, not for once, but I'm actually going with the parallel version of this one. Just incredible. Awesome. Really good card. Really good card. Okay, next up is Doflamingo. We got Don Quixote Doflamingo. This is a 3-cost 4K. Okay, we're used to that stat line, right, for the 3-cost 4K Dofi that normally has a 1K counter. This one does not. This is 7 Warlords of the Sea and Don Quixote Pirates type. The effect is activate main once per turn, pay 2. Activate main once per turn, pay 2. Reveal 1 card from the top of your deck. If that card is a 7 Warlords of the Sea type character card with a cost of 4 or less, you may play that card rested. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck. Oh, so in case it's not, you put it at the bottom of your deck. Well, guys, you can combo this with the 3-cost 4K. So, okay, I guess there's going to be a turn where maybe you go Perona for 1, play this out, and then pay 2. So that's 5. So you go to, that's 6 Dawn for the turn, and then you can still use your leader to get another one. So you'd be able to basically fill up the board with just 2 cards. It would cost you 9 Dawn and probably 10 if you need to like swing with one other card. But I could see where this would be very, very solid. And by the way, here's one thing that is incredible about this card. Activate main once per turn, pay 2. You do not have to rest this card. You do not. This card will stay active. It can just sit on the board. This is almost like 7 Warlords of the Sea versions of Pacifista. Or Sentimaru, obviously. Y'all know what I'm trying to say with the Pacifista engine. Really nice. Really nice. Oh, if I were to rate this, I would give this a 8 out of 10. All right, next card is called Buckin. This is a 2-cost, 0-power Weevil's Mother type. Okay. Effect on play. Play up to 1 Edward Weevil with a cost of 4 or less from your hand, rested. No, I'm not feeling this one, guys. I'm really not feeling this one. Check how we're doing on time. Okay, we're doing good on time. With this card, I'm going to give the good old-fashioned 1 out of 10. I rarely give a card a rating that bad, but this card, I'm just not a fan of this. The type is just, you know, boo-boo. the type is just not cool with me. It has a very limited, like, it's just trying to play out this Edward Weevil, right? Where is he? And maybe there's another Edward Weevil. In fact, I want to say, maybe we're about to get to it. I don't know if it's in this set or in a prior set. I can't remember. There is an Edward Weevil that's like a 4-cost 6K that draws a card when it comes into play, I think. I can't remember. But I get it. There's going to be multiple targets this will probably be able to hit in the future. But as is, I'm just not a huge fan of this. Not a big fan. Okay, I'm going to give this 1 out of 10. Sorry. Y'all tell me in the comment section below if I'm crazy. Is there some like insane combo I'm not seeing? I don't know. Maybe with Gecko Moria, like maybe there's going to be a blue-black deck in the future where you like play this, an Edward Weevil, play and play another Edward Weevil, you know. I have no idea. Okay. Next up we have Boa Sandersonia. This is a 3-cost, 3,000 power, 2,000 counter, Kuja Pirates. Okay, on play, if you have 2 or more Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type characters on your field, return up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less to the owner's hand. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. This is kind of like a Blue's version of Ezo, right? The 3-cost 3K that taps down a 4 or less. Now, yeah, this one's a little more conditional, but you guys get the point. This is still a solid card. I actually really like the art on this, like especially in the background with like those snake's eyes and stuff. That just looks incredible. I think this is a solid 2K counter with a decent effect. I'm going to give this like a 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, really solid 2K. Okay, Boa Hancock. We got another SR, guys. Here we go. Okay, so we got a 6-cost, 8,000 power card. This card looks great, by the way. This is a really nice art. This is a 6-cost, 8,000 power character, 7 Warlords of the Sea, Kuja Pirates type. The effect is on play. Up to 1 of your opponent's characters, other than Monkey D. Luffy, of course, cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. Okay, so up to 1 of your opponent's characters other than Luffy cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. So you're going to lock him down for a turn. Then place up to 1 character with a cost of 1 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. Ah, man. Wait, let me see something with a leader effect. I'm sorry, guys. I got to blitz through these real fast. This effect can be activated when a character is removed from the field by your effects. Okay, so it will work because you just have to remove a character from the field by your effect. Okay, so that card does work with your leader. and that makes it that much better. So this will trigger your leader potentially if you have 5 or less cards in hand. And yeah, this is solid. It is an on play, so once you get that down, now it's just an 8K. It's a 6 cost 8K attacker. That's right. That's right on you know, that's on rate. It's on curve. That's solid. I'm gonna give this like a 7.5 out of 10. I don't think it's insane. It does lock down a card for the turn and potentially turn on your leader's effect if you have 5 or less cards in hand. But yeah, other than that, I don't think it's anything insane. I don't think it's crazy. I don't think it's insane. I think it's a solid 7.5 out of 10. Okay. And then we get to the parallel version. Wow. This is so good. This is actually so good. This alt art looks so good. Yeah, like this looks good too, by the way. Like this, the standard, you know, the standard rarity or the base rarity of the card looks great. And then the alt art of it just looks incredible. Just awesome. And, okay, and we have the manga. So this is going to be the manga rare of the set, it looks like. I don't know if there's going to be more than one, but here's a manga. I'm sure this will probably go for a pretty penny. I mean, first of all, for the rarity of it, and second of all, it's Boa Hancock. It looks awesome. It's good-looking art. It's my least favorite out of the two, though. This looks incredible. This is one of the... Again, here goes another parallel version I like better than the standard, and that standard just looks incredible as well. Okay, sorry guys, let's keep going. Next up we have Boa Marigold. So this is a 5-cost, 6,000 power, 1,000 counter character, Kuja Pirates type character. On play, if you have 2 or more Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type characters on your field, place up to 1 character with a cost of 2 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. Okay, so this can potentially turn on your leader effect if I'm not mistaken. Or... let me see. Place up to 1 character with a cost of 2 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. Yeah, so I think you can use on your opponent as well, right? If you have 2 or more Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type characters on your field, place up to 1 character with a cost of 2 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. Yeah, so pretty solid, pretty nice. And 5 cost 6K body, 1K counter. Yeah, I think this is good. This is 7 out of 10. Like, this is solid. Okay, we got an ace card here. Portgos D Ace. This is a 5-cost, 6,000 power Whitebeard Pirates type, a blue Whitebeard Pirates type card with the effect of blocker, and on play, draw 2 cards, then place 2 cards from your hand at the top or bottom of your deck in any order. Okay. I could see this being pretty solid. 5-cost, 6,000 power body with a 1K counter, and it's a blocker. And then you're going to be able to cycle 2, basically. And if you cycle 2 cards that are like really good, sorry guys, my mustache, it's getting me. If you cycle 2 cards that are just like really incredible, well, guess what? You can just put them on top of your deck and draw them next. And if they're bad cards, you can just put them on the bottom. Yeah, this card is excellent. I'm gonna give this a 7.5 out of 10. Really solid card, maybe even an 8 out of 10. Cool looking art too. Okay, next up we have Margaret. Is that Marguerite? I don't know how to say this. Marguerite? Anyway, it's a 3-cost, 2,000 power card with no counter. Amazon Lily type character. But it does have blocker and on-play draw card. Okay. I could see this being very good. It's just a 3-cost blocker that draws a card. That's kind of all you need sometimes. I almost just wish, though, that it was a 3-cost 1,000 power or even 0 power. Just no power, but give us a counter, and then let it be a blocker that draws. Because that would be a highly versatile, useful card, right? Like very solid. But this is still good as is. I actually think this is just like a 6 out of 10. I think it's a little better than I'd want from an average 3-cost card. Because you're kind of giving up your ability to attack or even counter from hand, but you are cycling a card and establishing a blocker. So, I mean, it's like a little better. Maybe it's a 6 out of 10 or a 6.5 out of 10. Solid card. Okay, next up we have Snake Dance. Let me see how we're doing on time. Okay, we're not doing too bad. This is a 2-cost blue Kuja Pirates type event with counter. Up to 1 of your leader or character cards gains plus 4,000 power during this battle. Then return up to 1 of your characters to the owner's hand. Yeah, this is good. This goes right in line with your leader effect. The only thing that I really don't like about the leader effect is you have to have 5 or less cards in hand. But this is still good. Like, this is still gonna let you replay like blockers and stuff like that. But I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. Like it just I don't know. There's something about it that's just not as good as it could be, since you have to have 5 or less cards in hand. But still, you know, later in the game, that's probably going to be the case anyway, right? So it's going to be a pay 2, counter 4, and then draw a card. It really kind of draw 2 cards, right? Because you're going to return a card back that's probably going to draw you a card like a Searcher, and then you're going to draw a card from your leader's effect. Okay, so next up we have, then there's a trigger as well. You may return one of your characters to the owner's hand. Return up to one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 5 or less to the owner's hand. Now that is nice. I'm sorry, guys. I have to keep adjusting my mustache. It is just tickling my nose right now. But yeah, that is really good. So you're going to bounce back a card that's going to draw you a card from your leader's effect. And like I said, if it's a Searcher, you're going to draw another card from that. And then you're going to bounce their 5 or less back to their hands. That trigger is incredible. I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10 because of the trigger and the potential that this card has. Okay. Next up, we have Slave Arrow. This is a 1-cost blue, 7 Warlords of the Sea, Kuja Pirates type event. With counter, you may return one of your characters with a cost of 2 or more to the owner's hand. So here we go again. We're bouncing cards back. And this is a counter. This is a counter, not a main. That last one was a counter as well. This is a counter as well. So return a cost 2 or more to the owner's hand. Wait. One of your characters with a cost of 2 or more to the owner's hand. And then up to one of your leader or character cards gains plus 4,000 power during this battle. Okay, so this is a 1-cost 4K. This is Blue's version of Radical Beam. Trigger, draw 2 cards and place 2 cards from your hand at the bottom of the deck in any order. So they couldn't make it draw 2 trash 2 because of Nami, right? But still, that's still very powerful. I mean, this will probably see play in Nami as well, to be honest with you. But that is a very powerful effect. Let me see. Okay, in Nami, you may return one of your characters with the cost of 2. Oh, with the cost of 2 or more. See how they got around Kaya and everything? That's funny. And then up to one of your leaders plus 4,000. So probably not in Nami, but who knows? That draw 2 and the cycle 2 is probably worth running. Who knows? Still very solid. A 1-cost 4K counter. Okay, very good. I'm gonna give this an 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. And then we have Perfume Femur. This is a 2-cost blue 7 Warlords of the Sea Kuja Pirates type event. Main effect: select up to one of your 7 Warlords of the Sea type leader or character cards. That card gains plus 2,000 power during this turn. Okay, it's not plus 3,000, it's plus 2,000. Okay. Then, if the selected card attacks during this turn, your opponent cannot activate blocker. What? Okay. That's wild, guys. That's absolutely insane. If the selected card attacks during this turn, your opponent cannot activate blocker. I'm assuming that's just for the one attack, right? Just for the one attack that it's on. There's no way you can't activate blocker for the rest of this turn. So, but still, even for the one, like if you need to deal lethal, this card is absolutely insane for that. And this is basically their version of Diable Jambe. But instead of being a 1-cost card that makes your card unblockable, this is a 2-cost that gives plus 2,000 power and makes them unblockable. That's just crazy. And then draw 1 card for the trigger. Wow. Yeah, I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. This card is excellent. I'm not saying, you know, when you give something a 9 out of 10, it needs to be like a 4 of in the deck. I feel like this only needs to be like a 2 of, but still, this card is just crazy, man. Really, really strong. And it's 7 Warlords of the Sea searchable for what it's worth. Because can't Sengoku search that up now? Now, it does have to target a 7 Warlords of the Sea type leader or character card. But with that one stipulation, I mean, I'll give it like an 8.5 out of 10 bare minimum. The card is just outstanding. And then we got a blue stage here. Okay, the blue stage is Island of Women. This is a 1-cost blue Amazon Lily stage. With the effect of Activate Main, you may trash 1 card from your hand and rest the stage. If your leader has the Kuja Pirates type, return up to one of your Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type characters to the owner's hand. Okay, wow. So now all of a sudden, all of those cards make sense with this. And this is the last card, right? Yeah, then we get a purple. Okay, this card starts making the entire deck make sense. You're trashing a card from hand, basically to cycle. Right, because you need 5 cards or less in your hand to activate your leader's effect. You're going to trash a card from hand to bounce a card back to your hand, and then that's going to trigger your leader if you have 5 or less cards in hand to draw a card, and you can play out that 1 or 2 cost card again, right? Or is it what? Return up to one of your Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type characters to the owner's hand. If there's not even a cost, you can return any of your Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirate type characters to your hand. Well, guys, blue just looks incredible. I think green still takes the cake for me. Like, of all the colors I've seen so far, I've only done the first 3. But green just looked absolutely stacked. But blue, this Perfume Fever, insane. This Island of Women turns on the entire deck for Boa Hancock. Slave Era was pretty solid for 1 cost 4K. Snake Dance was really interesting. It's sort of like a Love Love Mellow in this deck, right? Or Love Love Beam, whatever it's called. Up to one of your leader characters gains plus 4,000, then return one of your characters, which is potentially going to draw you a card. Unless, actually, I should have looked at that. Is the leader effect only on your turn? It might be. Sorry, guys, we got to go all the way back. It is your turn. Sorry, guys. So I do take that back. My apologies. Disregard on the counter stuff. But still, you know, the stuff on your turn that we looked at, it's going to work. Amazing alt art on a lot of these cards. But yeah, just to run through blue real quick. This leader, again, the effect like by itself is miserable, but with the support that it got, very solid stuff. The alt arts were incredible. This Edward Weevil, solid. This Crocodile, the 2K counters blue got were just out of this world, out of control. The Searcher was okay. The Gekimora was kind of meh for a card that can't leave play. It's like you have to return your own stuff. It's kind of weird. Salome was outstanding because you'll just be able to start playing this down with that Isle of Women and just keep getting recurring value for your Boa Hancock's effect and the plus 2,000. So that's going to have a lot of synergy there. And I will say some of these cards like Jinbei, just incredible for the, what's his name? Dofi, for the blue Doflamingo, the mono blue Doflamingo deck. Sengoku doing a 7 Warlords of the Sea Searcher. Trafalgar Law, this was another one of the 2Ks that was just incredible. Blue looks really good, guys. This Doflamingo was solid. Boa wasn't too bad either for a 2K counter. This 6 cost Boa Hancock, probably one of the best arts in the game right here. I mentioned it in another video. I'm going to have to do like a tier list on like the best art in the game. And man, this Boa Hancock here, this alt art is just, you know, magical. Just incredible. But yeah. So yeah, guys, you guys tell me what y'all think about blue. Let me go back to the leader here. Okay, y'all tell me what y'all think about blue, guys. I think it looked really good. It looked almost as good as green to me. Like, blue and green so far have looked incredible. Red was a little bit lackluster. Check out that video if you haven't already. Tell me what you think if you haven't already. But blue, though, I expect to see Doflamingo like kind of pop up after this. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Am I coping? Like, are there just better decks out there? I don't know. But it seems pretty. It seems like you got some pretty good support. And what do y'all think about Boa Hancock? Do y'all think this leader is actually going to see play? I think it could. I think it actually could. But all right, guys, I'm going to quit rambling. Again, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, guys. Peace.